Breaking news out of Beirut, where Hezbollah's media relations chief has been killed in an airstrike in central Beirut. Mohammed Afif was killed in the Israeli raid. The district of al-Nabaa in central Beirut was targeted without warning. 3 others were injured in that attack. It's one of a number of strikes in the past few hours. Let's go straight to Hashem, who joins us live in Beirut. Ali, so walk us through how this happened and the significance of the killing of Mohammed Afif.
Well, in fact, it was a surprising strike in the middle of Beirut, where we are right now. This attack took place just a couple of buildings from where I'm standing, but we're not allowed there anymore because they're trying to recover the bodies and survivors from the rubble there. However, this attack comes at a time when Hezbollah and Israel are in the middle of this fierce battle, and also in parallel there is a line of negotiations going on. But targeting Mohammed Afif, who is within the party's political body or media body, is significant here because it's probably the first time since the beginning of this war that a non-military or a non-leader is being directly targeted and assassinated. And Mohammed Afif here is significant for many reasons. First of all, he's the head of Hezbollah's media relations department. This is one. Second, he was a close advisor, media advisor to Hezbollah's late Secretary General Sayyid Hassan Nasrallah. Also, he's one of those who put the strategies, the media strategies of Hezbollah. And after the assassination of Hassan Nasrallah, he became one of the communication officers, or let me say the bridge between the people and Hezbollah supporters and the group, especially that Hassan Nasrallah was playing this role for years, for 30 years. So Mohammed Afif, we started seeing him more in presses, talking, trying to lead some tours for journalists into the southern suburb. And that gave him a lot of significance because he was in the past behind the curtains. He was known within the journalists community because anyone who wants to work on Hezbollah, should meet Mohammed Afif, and he's the person who gives the access. But after the assassination of Hassan Nasrallah, he became himself one of the media faces. Just for the background, Mohammed Afif was the Director General of Al-Manar TV for several years. Also, he was the head of news in Al-Manar since 2005 till 2011. So he played several roles within the group's hierarchy, especially within the media domain. And of course, this gives an indication that the Israelis are shifting now, not only killing military and security personnel, but also heading towards or starting to target media and political officials within the party. Now, just minutes after the Israeli airstrike on this area, on al-Nabaa in central Beirut, we went there, and this is what we reported. This is the building that was hit in downtown Beirut by an Israeli warplane. Now, there's a lot of complexities. We can't get close to the place. A lot of rumors, people running because of kind of reports there might be another threat. But what we understood is that this is a targeted strike, and there was no warning before, no forced evacuation warning. On the contrary of what took place over the past hours in Beirut, the 7 strikes that happened in the southern suburb, this is isolated from them. It's not part of these warnings, a targeted strike. But the significance here is that it's in mid-town Beirut. It's just a few meters away from the French embassy, from the general security, from several government buildings. And at the same time, it's an area where many people have taken refuge. As we can see, probably these are families who fled the southern suburbs. Some of them fled south of Beirut and came here. But the fact is that now it seems that they'll have to leave this area for another place. Now, we're getting closer, and as you can see, families just leaving their buildings. This was a very safe neighborhood, and now it's just part of this whole situation. It's part of this whole escalation, and nobody anticipated such a strike. We're getting closer to where the airstrike took place. As you can see, this is a building in Midtown Beirut, and aside from what took place here, aside from the destruction, no word yet on who was killed and how many were killed, but it's clear it's a war zone. This is not the first hit inside Beirut. There have been several other ones in the city. This is administrative Beirut. It's not the suburb anymore. And in the past few months, there were at least 3 other hits in different areas around the capital. Now, this is adding more pressure on the Lebanese, more pressure on the government, and it could be taken in different ways, given the fact that there is already a channel of negotiations. This is more in parallel with what's happening in the southern suburb, in the south, in Beqa, also on the border, and what's happening on the negotiation table. We can say this is more into the negotiation under fire. Ali Hashem, Al Jazeera, Beirut.
Well, let's go back to Ali Hashem, who's in Beirut. Ali, in your report there, you talked about this latest strike ramping up the pressure on the Lebanese leadership, along with Hezbollah, it being something of a crossroads, I suppose, in the conflict, given that the backdrop to all of this is potential negotiations. But I'm talking specifically about Mohammed Afif, though. His killing, what does it mean for Hezbollah's ability to communicate its aims and its goals there?
Well, there's no doubt that Mohammed Afif was a significant player within Hezbollah's media body. He is actually the chief strategist in Hezbollah's media body. He was the head of the media relations department, an advisor to late Secretary General Said Hassan Nasrallah. And of course, he played several roles within Hezbollah's media or affiliated media institutions. However, just after the assassination of Nasrallah, Mohammed Afif started playing a new role. He became, I can just say, like a spokesperson for the party, with him delivering several presses in different places on different occasions and showing the resilience in the way he was talking, trying to convey a message of strength to the supporters of the party who missed the role of Said Hassan Nasrallah, who actually was, in his life, the chief communication officer in Hezbollah. He was the person who used to convey the policies, convey the stance, the position. So with his assassination, Mohammed Afif started playing this role alongside, of course, with the new Secretary General, Sheikh Naim Qassem, who didn't have much time, really, to give speeches, given the fact, the security situation and all the measures, knowing that he's also a target. So Mohammed Afif had this ability to move from one place to another. We saw him on the airport road when there was an attack there. Then we saw him in the southern suburb also giving another press 2, 3. So he was playing this role. Now with his assassination, of course, Hezbollah is losing one of its historical media personnel. But at the end, Hezbollah has several platforms, has several channels, has several institutions, media institutions. But of course, today, everyone will be looking forward to see who is going to replace also Mohammed Afif. But the other significance is that Israel starting targeting political and media personnel within the organization. And this indicates probably a new phase in the confrontation.
All right, Ali, for now, and many thanks for that. Ali Hashem in Beirut on the breaking news this hour that Israel has killed Hezbollah's media relations chief in a targeted strike in the Lebanese capital.
Make sure to subscribe to our channel to get the latest news from Al Jazeera.